Alright, theorists, let's talk about something we've all felt. That little twinge, the one in your wallet. It happens when Nintendo announces a new game, or a new console, or even just a new amiibo. We see the price tag. Sometimes our eyes water a little. We might even whisper, "Really, Nintendo? Again?" But then, something predictable happens. They open their wallets, they click pre-order, they line up at midnight. Why do they do it? It's a question that baffles outsiders. But for the Nintendo faithful, it's almost an instinct. It's a phenomenon worth investigating, isn't it? This isn't just about buying video games, folks. Oh no, it's much deeper than that. This is about a relationship, a long-term commitment that for many started in childhood. Nintendo wasn't just a company, it was a gateway, a portal to incredible worlds filled with plumbers saving princesses. It was about Hylian heroes battling ultimate evil. It was about catching them all, every single one. These weren't just pixels on a screen, they were formative experiences. They shaped imaginations and in many ways the understanding of fun itself. This bond is powerful and Nintendo knows it. Think back to your first Nintendo moment. Was it blowing into an NES cartridge, hoping it would work? Perhaps it was the iconic Nintendo boot-up sound of the GameCube, or maybe it was unboxing your very first Game Boy, the world suddenly fitting into your pocket. These moments are etched into memories. They are core memories, as some might say. Nintendo has been there for so many firsts. The first video game, the first handheld console, the first time experiencing a truly revolutionary gameplay mechanic. That history creates a deep-seated loyalty. It's a loyalty built on joy and discovery. But when Nintendo asks for money, it's not just a transaction, it feels like contributing to a legacy. But we must also recognize the quirks and occasional high prices that come with it, and the practices that other companies try to replicate but rarely capture with the same charm. It's a complex mix of habit, hope, and a whole lot of history. And that, my friends, is just the opening level of this discussion. We're just getting started on why their coins keep finding their way into Nintendo's coffers time and time again, but maybe it's time to reconsider. Now let's drill down into one of the most powerful tools in Nintendo's arsenal: nostalgia. This isn't just a fuzzy feeling, it's a core gameplay mechanic in their business model. Nintendo has mastered the art of weaponizing our childhood memories. They know that the theme from Super Mario Bros. Can instantly transport us back to simpler times. They understand that seeing Link pull the Master Sword evokes a sense of epic adventure we first felt years, even decades ago. This isn't accidental, it's a carefully cultivated emotional connection that keeps fans coming back for more, hungry for that familiar feeling. These characters, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Link, Zelda, Pikachu, they're not just video game sprites, they are cultural icons. For many, they feel like old friends. Fans have grown up with them, they've seen them evolve, yet they remain comfortingly familiar. When a new Mario game is announced, it's like a reunion for fans. They anticipate the new worlds, the new power-ups, but also the comfort of Mario's woohoo. It's this enduring connection to the characters themselves that makes each new installment feel less like a new product and more like the next chapter in a beloved saga for fans. And let's not forget the music. Oh, the soundtracks. Koji Kondo, anyone? The melodies of Nintendo games are legendary. They are instantly recognizable. They are earworms that have burrowed deep into our collective consciousness. The soaring themes of Zelda, the playful tunes of Animal Crossing, the adventurous anthems of Metroid. These aren't just background noise, they are emotional anchors. Hearing those familiar notes can trigger a flood of memories and feelings, making fans eager to dive back into those worlds, no matter the cost of the re-release or the new cartridge. It's auditory nostalgia at its finest. Beyond the individual experience, Nintendo often fostered shared memories. Remember crowding around a Nintendo 64 with friends for a Mario Kart tournament? Or trading Pokémon with your siblings using a link cable? These shared experiences, these moments of joy and friendly competition, are deeply intertwined with the Nintendo brand. So when fans buy a new Switch for family game night, they're not just buying hardware. They're investing in the potential for new shared memories, hoping to recreate that magic for themselves or a new generation. But we must be cautious not to support Nintendo's shady practices. It's a powerful cycle, but one we should navigate wisely. Okay, let's address the Koopa in the room, the prices. Nintendo products are often premium. And that's putting it mildly, theorists. We've all seen it. A beloved game from a previous console gets a deluxe port to the Switch. And what's the price? Often it's full price. $60 for a game we might have already bought once or even twice before. There might be a few new features, a graphical polish, but the core experience is largely the same. Yet, many people sigh, maybe grumble a bit on social media, and then they buy it. Why? The allure of playing it on the go or with updated controls often wins. Then there are the peripherals and services. Joy-Con controllers, for example. Amazing technology, sure, but also prone to the dreaded drift. And replacing them isn't cheap. A new pair can set you back a significant amount. Or consider Nintendo Switch Online. The base tier is relatively affordable, but then came the expansion pack. To play N64 games, a system many grew up with, we had to pay more. The initial reaction from many fans was, let's say, vocal. It felt like paying extra for access to our own nostalgia. A premium on memories. Limited edition releases are another area where Nintendo fans often feel the pinch. Special edition consoles, rare amiibo figures, collector's editions of games with art books and soundtracks. These items are often produced in, well, limited quantities. This scarcity drives up demand, and with demand comes higher prices, sometimes from Nintendo directly, and almost certainly on the resale market. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, is a powerful motivator. Collectors feel compelled to complete their sets, and dedicated fans want that special piece of memorabilia, even if it means stretching their budget further than a lanky Kong reach. And what about the eShop? While sales do happen, Nintendo's first-party titles famously hold their value for a very, very long time. You'll rarely see a mainline Mario, Zelda, or Pokemon game with a steep discount, even years after release. This Nintendo tax, as some call it, is just an accepted part of being a fan. But should it be? The desire for that unique Nintendo experience, the polished gameplay, and the beloved characters often outweighs the frustration over the price point. It's a testament to the strength of their intellectual properties and the perceived quality they offer. But maybe it's time we demand better practices from Nintendo. So after all the grumbling about prices, after acknowledging the occasional feeling of being Nintendoomed by our wallets, why do people keep coming back? One major factor is the sheer uniqueness of the Nintendo experience. They often march to the beat of their own drum. While other companies chase photorealism or cinematic narratives, Nintendo focuses on innovative gameplay mechanics and pure, unadulterated fun. Think about the motion controls of the Wii, the dual-screen magic of the DS, or the hybrid nature of the Switch. These are experiences you simply can't get anywhere else. There's also the gotta-catch-'em-all mentality, and I'm not just talking about Pokemon. For collectors, Nintendo offers a treasure trove of physical games, special editions, and merchandise. There's a certain satisfaction in seeing your shelf lined with those iconic red game cases. For others, it's about experiencing every chapter in their favorite series. Missing a mainline Zelda or Mario game feels like skipping a crucial part of a story they've been following for years. This dedication, this desire for completion, keeps the sales figures healthy, even for titles that might seem overpriced to an outsider looking in. The power of exclusive titles cannot be overstated. If you want to play the latest Legend of Zelda, Mario Odyssey, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, or Splatoon, you need Nintendo hardware. There's no other option. These are not just games, they are system sellers. They are cultural phenomena that generate massive buzz and draw players into the Nintendo ecosystem. This exclusivity creates a captive audience to some extent, but it's an audience that, more often than not, is happy to be there because the quality and enjoyment of these exclusives are consistently high, justifying the investment for many. Ultimately, the relationship between Nintendo and its fans is a complex tapestry woven from threads of nostalgia, innovation, beloved characters, and yes, sometimes frustrating business practices. They might feel overcharged. They might roll their eyes at another full-priced port, but then, a new Nintendo Direct drops. They see that familiar logo, they hear that iconic music, and the excitement builds all over again. The promise of joy, the allure of adventure, and the comfort of the familiar often prove irresistible. It's a cycle of love, loyalty, and light-hearted grumbling, and it doesn't look like it's breaking anytime soon. But hey, maybe it's time they demand better. Before Nintendo became the beloved gaming giant we know today, it had a much darker, more controversial history. This chapter explores the shadowy beginnings of a company that would eventually bring joy to millions, yet started with a reputation far from playful. In the late 19th century, Nintendo was founded as a playing card company. These weren't your average playing cards. They were Hanafuda cards, often associated with gambling dens, and allegedly the Yakuza. Yes, you heard that right. The same company that brought us Mario and Zelda had ties to organized crime. The Yakuza used these cards in underground gambling operations. It's a stark contrast to the family-friendly image Nintendo projects today. Imagine this, a company known for its wholesome games having roots in a world of secrecy, risk, and illicit activities. But this is part of Nintendo's complex tapestry. As time went on, Nintendo began to distance itself from these dark affiliations. They transitioned into toy manufacturing and eventually, video games. This shift wasn't just a change in product, it was a reinvention of the company's identity. By the 1980s, Nintendo had fully embraced its new role as a pioneer in the gaming industry, leaving behind its controversial past. Yet, this history isn't something Nintendo openly discusses. It's a chapter often glossed over, hidden behind the colorful pixels and cheerful mascots. But knowing this part of the story adds depth to our understanding of Nintendo's journey. It shows how the company evolved, shedding its dubious origins to become a symbol of innovation and joy. So the next time you pick up a Nintendo game, remember, this isn't just a product of modern-day creativity, it's the result of a long, winding road that began in the shadows and emerged into the light. A journey that, while dark at times, ultimately led to a legacy of fun and imagination. And now, as we move forward in our exploration, let's dive back into the reasons why, despite this complex history, we keep jumping in with Nintendo. Maybe, just maybe, it's because they've always known how to keep us paying up.